to another episode of Theatre of Speed, where we talk all things Formula One. And this week it was the Barcelona-Catalunya Grand Prix, where Lewis Hamilton proved that if you insert yourself into a Kardashian, then great things will happen in your life. I mean, if you insert a Kardashian into your life, then great things will happen. Now, Sam, I know that you are absolutely chomping at the bit to talk about a Lewis Hamilton win, the greatness that it was. You've been waiting for this moment. Please tell us about all things Barcelona-Catalunya Grand Prix.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Kim can finally steal the correct winner's towel. The amount of bandwagon jumpers that have been online is incredible. It's one damn race. I mean, let's be honest, people. Wow. Yes, you look at the end of the season when he wins a championship. You'll clip this and I'll look like an absolute fool. But it was one race. Yes, Ferrari bought some good upgrades, but I think it's a bit premature to start going 8-time world champion.
Well, yeah, people do love to jump on a bandwagon quite quickly these days, don't they? But you've got to give it to Ferrari. They had the strategy. I mean, things fell into place perfectly for them, but without that, the luck of the when the VSC fell for them, they had their strategy actually correct this race.
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit under the weather today, Ben. I'm a bit woozy. So could you just confirm that Ferrari actually made a good pit strategy call? Is that actually what happened, or am I going a bit loopy?
Ferrari actually made a good pit strategy call and actually benefited their drivers.
I mean, let's be honest. They controlled everyone's strategy. From their early pit stop, they had the call. They could do whatever they wanted, and everyone had to follow. So they really could do whatever they wanted. And yes, they were a bit lucky with the VSC. It would have been really interesting to see if, without that, if Lewis pitted, would he have come out behind the Mercs and maybe Lando? If it was all green flag, Lewis put in, I have to give him some credit, he put in a ripper last stint there. Would he have caught them up and passed them, as the great Murray Walker says, catching is one thing, passing is another?
Wow, it's really feels strange to my ears to hear you giving Lewis Hamilton credit.
I'll give him one. Just back off, man.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, I'm not going to back off. I mean, for as long as we've known each other, and we've known each other and talked about Formula One since 2021. And obviously 2021 being the year of Abu Dhabi and everything that happened there. I can only describe your view of Lewis Hamilton as, wow, yeah.
Wait for the hate trollings to come in now.
Yeah, look, they're out there. You're in a club. You're in a club. It's the LH44 No Thank You club. We know that.
But no, that last stint, that really, it was impressive. And so, yeah, I'm not calling him 8-time world champion yet, but if this is an indication of what these upgrades are doing for Ferrari, then yeah, it could make things very interesting, particularly if Mercedes keep having some reliability issues.
Well, yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it? Kimi's turn this time to have a reliability issue, and it just sort of came out of nowhere because he was obviously he was catching, and then then bam, it just went, and it seemed. I mean, we don't know officially yet, but it seemed quite similar to what happened to George Russell in Canada. So,
yeah, and if it is the same problem, that's a little bit concerning for Mercedes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they seemed bulletproof, really, up until Canada. They very much seemed bulletproof, at least with one car, and they kind of were this time. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens now, because even with this race, the dynamic of the championship has changed a little bit now. It's sort of like, you're still the two Mercs, but Lewis Hamilton has entered the chat for the championship.
I don't think it's the two Mercs. I think Lewis is a definite second. I don't think it's a two Mercs chat anymore. It's a 3-horse prancing horse race.
Wow, yeah. There you go. Quickly before we get on to some other topics, again, another good showing by the Racing Bulls. So, Lewis Liam Lawson and Arvid Lindblad finishing in the points again. So again, handy points for the Red Bull Junior team.
Yeah, and Alpine as well, getting a double point finish as well. I mean, some of that might be down to attrition,
Well,
but
yeah.
it's still a double points finish.
And it's that attrition of front runners that we haven't come to expect too. Obviously, Kimi Antonelli, as we talked about, but again, and Charles Leclerc,
Yeah,
nothing went right for him this weekend. It seems.
No, he had an absolute shocker. While Lewis had the best weekend possible, Charles had an absolute nightmare. So hopefully he can turn around himself.
Well, yeah, hopefully so. There's obviously some work still to be done, both at Mercedes and Ferrari, with regards to reliability. Talking about things that were really unfortunate. I mean, yeah, Audi. I think as a team that develops their own power unit and had quite a strong start. And yes, they've dropped off a bit, but I mean Nico Hülkenberg. I mean, that was a freak accident, sure.
I said in the last episode about my thoughts about his penalty, which popped him out of the points in Monaco, and now this time, a bit of gravel from Liam Lawson's car hit the kill switch on his car. Oh, the poor guy. He could not be. Don't go buy a lottery ticket, Nico. It's not much point.
Yeah, almost the saying if he had.
If you didn't have bad luck, you wouldn't have any luck at all. Is that what you're after?
Exactly. That is exactly what I was trying to say. Thank you for rescuing me there.
No worries. That's a Crofty line. I think they say it quite often, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gone back a long way, and it felt like it went back, I felt like we heard it a lot in the Mark Webber days of racing, unfortunately.
Yes.
So, yeah. The race, though, overall for me felt a little bit 2025. And I'm not just talking about the 2025 Barcelona-Catalunya Grand Prix, but 2025 as a season. I feel like the spice has been taken out of it. And maybe it is these updated regulations now with deployment. I'm just a bit... Yeah... have we been spoiled? Were we spoiled in the first sort of five races or 4 races?
I don't think we've been spoiled. I kind of said it back a few races ago that the teams will work out how to make this work or not work to not make the racing exciting, because it's what F1 engineers do. I've said it a few times, and yeah, even at lap 4, I think I noticed that the field had spread. It was one by one. There was massive gaps and it just strung out. And yeah, the Ferrari throwing in the 3-stop for Lewis kind of kept it a little bit interesting, but it's really strung out. There are a couple of passes, and I'm going to pose this to you, Ben. You had a go last episode saying, is the Monaco Grand Prix, is it on its last legs and there's no passing? Well, there wasn't a lot of passing in Catalonia either, to be honest, because everyone was so spread out. So, is it Monaco is an anomaly, but it seems like that. Yeah, the field spread is getting worse, and it's just creating not very exciting racing. It only took the last few laps when things went a bit haywire that it actually was half interesting.
Yeah. I still think you can't take Monaco as a guide as far as 2026 and what they're trying to achieve, but I don't know about you, but I expected better from the Barcelona race, and yeah, it seemed like all the excitement came from when people came in for a pit stop, or we had VSCs or safety cars, and there was just that tiny little glint of on-track action again between the two Mercedes, between George Russell and Kimi Antonelli, and then that was taken away from us. And there was nothing really else. I mean, yes, down the field, but obviously when there's close racing at the front of the field, like we have had, that's what we've been craving, I think, as fans of the sport for quite some time. And it's at the moment it's kind of disappeared. And I won't say I'm concerned yet, but time will tell.
yeah, we'll see how it goes the next few races. You know, you've got slightly different tracks and yeah, see if it improves or if it's going to sort of keep heading that way.
Yeah. And that brings us to a little preview for the next race, which is in Austria at the, whether you knew it as the Österreich Ring, the A1 Ring, or now the Red Bull Ring, a track that usually is actually, I I love the original track. It was so fast, very dangerous. Couldn't have it now. But the Red Bull Ring now, it actually is. It's a circuit that does encourage overtaking, and it actually encourages you to kind of grow a pair, if you want to make a move. And I think it rewards that, and I hope that we haven't lost that, because actually, if we think about last year was pretty damn good as a race, given that it was in the old rags.
Yeah, I'm hoping there'll be a bit of drag someone down with the battery into turn two, and then they'll swap again into turn three, and there'll be a bit of swapping with that and with the battery with the big long straights and the big stopping areas. So I'm hoping there'll be a bit of action this weekend.
Please, Formula One, please continue to give us what we've been craving for quite some years, because it was just great to tune in and watch races. So please let us know what you think in the comments. Are you Team Sam? Are you there with the Lewis Hamilton hate? I've got to call it hate. I mean, the Lewis Hamilton brief. I can only imagine how Sam's felt the last couple of days, having to, oh no, Lewis Hamilton won. Oh gosh, that's all everybody's going to be talking about. Or and who you now think is Lewis Hamilton a contender, real contender for the championship now, where we thought it may be, obviously, George Russell, you can't count him out, but Charles Leclerc seemed to be the guy who was going to be, as far as from Ferrari, the guy who was going to be challenging the Mercs, but at the moment it's Lewis Hamilton. Let us know what you think. Also, let us know, will Nico Hulkenberg's luck ever turn around? We'd love to hear from you as we continue to celebrate the greatest stage in motorsport, Formula One, the true theatre of speed.